viewers, JLB here, back with a brand new video, and today we're going to be talking about a rather interesting show. For those of you who are fans of DC Comics, that means Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Green Arrow, The Flash, all the classic DC characters, this video might be up your alley. But for those of you who are fans of Batman, this is definitely the video for you. Today, I'm going to be discussing a show known as Courageous Cat and Minute Mouse. Now, the show features a pair of anthropomorphic animal superheroes without known secret identities, which is kind of against superhero slash supervillain 101 because every hero needs to have a secret identity of some sort. But rather than talk about how it's kind of breaking the rules of superhero and supervillain tradition, these two characters are known as Courageous Cat and Minute Mouse, as the name of the show suggests, and they live in Empire City, specifically the Cat Cave, their base of operations, which is based in Empire City. And it goes around the typical superhero spiel. Supervillain causes chaos like robbing a bank or a museum, flooding the city, breaking out of prison. And Courageous Cat and Minute Mouse get a call from the police headquarters and rush off to the rescue in the cat car. And of course, Courageous, he's a bit of the mechanical kind of superheroes. He's like the mechanical superheroes because he uses trick guns. What that means is he has a different gun for a different situation. And no, these guns don't fire bullets. You have to keep it rated G or even PG, you know. But this was before the television ratings came in, so. Anywho, these trick guns were a lot like the Green Arrow's trick arrows. Say, one gun can fire a rope, one can fire water, one can fire a parachute, a cage, a box, or boxing gloves, lightning like magnet rays, etc., etc. This kind of separates him from the rest of the animal superheroes that are out there, like Crypto the Superdog, for example. And as for Minute Mouse, well, he's Courageous Cat's sidekick. But what's really interesting about these two characters is because of their creator. Now, for those of you who know your DC Comics, you know who the creator of Batman and Robin are, right? Well, if you do, great. If you don't, allow me to explain. You see, Batman was created in 1939 by an artist by the name of Bob Kane. And eventually his sidekick, Robin the Boy Wonder, came along. Now, Bob Kane, he was satisfied with the success Batman and Robin had in the very tail end of the 30s, into the 40s and the 50s. When the 60s came along, that's when Batmania took over. Because in the 60s, you had the three Bs, the Beatles, James Bond, with Bond being the second B, and Batman. But this was before the 1960s, the classic 1960s Batman television show. You see, Courageous Cat and Minute Mouse are kind of spoofs or parodies, if you will, of Batman and Robin. And of course, in many ways, Courageous Cat and Minute Mouse, they presage the campier aspects of the television show that I mentioned, which William Dozier and Howie Horowitz produced as villain-driven action comedy lampoon. So, I think it's safe to say that Courageous Cat and Minute Mouse was campy before Batman in the 60s. But what I mean by campy is that it's so bad and ironic that it's good. I'm not saying that Courageous Cat and Minute Mouse is bad or anything, but I'm just explaining why it's called campy. Now, as for the characters, aside from Courageous Cat and Minute Mouse, you had the chief of the police of Empire City. You had Minute Mouse's movie star girlfriend. Yes, this was before relationships going on between a superhero and someone on the outside, like, say, Spider-Man and Mary Jane. You had Sassy Bones, who was a blonde mouse, and a chanteuse at a nightclub called The Pad. And there was Periscope Pete, a living, breathing periscope. But then you had the villains. You had Flat-Faced Frog and his half-witted henchman Harry Gorilla, Professor Shaggy Dog, Big Shot and Little Shot, Black Cat, Rodney Rodent, Shoo Shoo Fly, Robber Rabbit, Foxy the Fox, or Phineas the Fox. Plenty of villains, but not as big as Batman and Robin's Rogues Gallery. So in a ways, this show is similar yet different from Batman. But in the end, is it actually worth it to watch Courageous Cat and Minnie Mouse? I have to say, as a fan of Batman, it's an interesting choice. I mean, if you want to see some Batman parodies without actually having to go into the copycat territory, I'd say Courageous Cat and Minnie Mouse is worth it. But as for everyone else, if you're a casual superhero fan, you might get a few laughs out of this. But if you're a die-hard Batman fan, this might be an interesting footnote in Batman history. Nothing too noteworthy, it's just a product of the times. And with that out of the way, that wraps up another video. Thanks so much for joining me, and trust me when I say, I think there might be something very special coming in. I don't know what it is, but I can assure you, next video is going to be very big and extra special. I just have that gut feeling inside me. You wait and see. Until then, stay animated, and thanks for watching.